All right, let's move on to our next topic. We'll talk a little Cavs. Guys, a quick reminder that March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you a chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when their first $5 bet wins. That is $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories, even who's cutting down the nets. So visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and get in on all the college hoops action all tournament long. Speaking of hoops action, the Cavs beat the Portland Trailblazers last night. Garland snapped out of his slump, scored 27, had 8 assists. All in all, the Cavs come back out of this West Coast road trip with 2 wins, 3 losses, but they finished strong, winning 2 in a row to wrap it up here. G, what was your big takeaway from the win last night over Portland?
That's the way you're supposed to play, Darius Garland. I called you out. It's not like you listen or something, but that's the way. That's what people need to see. This is the level that you need to play at when, you don't have Donovan Mitchell playing. Like that level of aggressiveness, that level of shot making, the level of intensity that you need to play with in order to beat good teams. Now, look, I take away from the fact that this was Trailblazers. I'm not going to knock them.
Yeah, but they're still fighting for that 10 spot to try and get in, so they're playing for something. They're at home. I mean, you're on the road, West Coast. It's still a tough spot.
No, it's tough to play in Portland. It's extremely. And who's this Avi guy? Who's this guy?
Danny Avdia.
This dude been giving us buckets for a couple of games now. And Scoot Henderson, shout out to him. I haven't heard you since the G League Ignite, and you cooking right now. So they play very well at home. I'll give them credit for it. No Donovan Mitchell, Sam Merrill in the starting lineup. That's kind of wild.
I like that move though.
I like
because you kept your bench intact.
Yeah. So for me, listen, it was a good win. Darius did what he needed to do, and that's what I need to see. If Donovan is not playing, when he's not on the floor, I need you to be the floor general. You need to get it done. 27 last night. I thought he shot the ball well. Good job, Darius.
So last Saturday on the radio when we talked about the Cavs, I kind of labeled it toughness on trial. I thought the physical and mental toughness of this team was being put on trial. You go to the last game of a 5-game West Coast road trip to where the trip really didn't turn out the way you planned it to. There's something psychologically there that says, okay, as soon as this game over with, we hopping on a plane and we getting home. And so the Cavs could have checked out mentally, but they didn't. As far as on the court, the thing that stood out most to me, they hit the ground running. I think they hit their first 4 or 5 shots. And to me, that set the tone early. If you look just throughout this trip and look at the games, how the Cavs started off, they kind of started off slow shooting the ball early on in the first quarter. And so to see the ball go through the basket early on in that game, I thought that, it kind of helped them set the tone and carry that momentum throughout. They had a strong second quarter defensively. They only gave up 19 points to the Blazers. And like Dustin said, you playing in a hostile environment on the road against a very young and very athletic team that is clawing at trying to get into the play-in. So, you got to give the Cavs credit for their toughness being on trial, and at least for last night, checking out both of the boxes.
Well, and guys, they were so efficient last night, the Cavaliers. I mean, they only took 88 shots. They made 48.
Yeah.
54%.
Yeah.
They shot 44% from 3, 12 of 27, when the Blazers shot 52 stinking three-pointers last night. They missed 35.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Missed 35.
That was crazy.
I mean, just insane. So the Cavs were super efficient offensively. I like the way they moved the ball. I like that Ty Jerome stepped up again. The dude can just drop 25, 30 points whenever he needs
That's
to.
my boy, man.
Your boy.
That's my boy. Touch Jerome!
Steph Jerome.
You guys claiming him now?
Listen, no, Earl's been claiming him. I don't know how he
That was my big ball prediction at the start of the season.
I don't know. This is one of the greatest pulls of all time. Like, the fact that he picked Ty Jerome out of a hat was wild to me. Listen, look, Ty Jerome, Steph Jerome, the fact that he has this slow Euro step down is kind of wild.
Oh, boy, so Cavalier, it ain't even funny.
See what you did there. See what you did. Listen, and plus two, I give Kenny Atkinson a little credit. The easy thing would have been to do would be like, nah, Donovan, you were scheduled to have these days off, but you ain't having no days off. We wanted something on this road trip. Like, he still let Donovan have the day off, right? He still, let him get his rest or whatever the case may be. He didn't really push it. He wanted to have a tough practice after, I believe, after the Suns game, but he didn't. He listened to his guys, and they played horse. So, he's keeping it loose. He's keeping it light. and I think his team appreciates that. The next thing I want to see coming off this road trip is how they finish the rest of the season and what's the strategy going to be.
10 games left.
It's 10 games left. Obviously, they're going to have to go pretty much doggone undefeated if they want to get the record for the most wins in a season for the, I guess
Man,
the
I can care
Cavs
less
team.
about the record.
And that's what I'm saying.
I don't care about any of that.
I don't care about it. At this point, it's about what's your rotation, Dustin? And
are you healthy?
And you got your health about
Bingo.
you. And are you guys hitting on all cylinders getting into the playoffs?
And they are. I mean, at least last night. And we didn't even have Donovan. So, I mean, I just think that it's a good spot for them to be in right now. That losing streak, I think, a little blessing in disguise.
Oh, listen, I love the losing streak. I'm not hating.
I don't love it.
I
don't
liked
love
it.
I don't ever love losing.
I don't like losing.
But after the fact, I can be okay. Maybe we needed that.
Yeah, listen,
yeah,
just a little nudge.
nobody likes to lose, but Dustin is right. Like, if you really, to me, sports and real life got a lot of parallels, right? And you learn the most about yourself when you take L's. Like, you grow the most in your life when something bad happens or when you kind of like behind the 8 ball. And so, quite naturally, losing or painful moments, it creates opportunity to be better and to grow. Like, you can grow when not everything is not being rocked to the left or anything like that, but it don't really hit the same unless you really go through something serious or a hardship. So to me, it's like, yeah, you don't want to lose, but in order to win, man, you got to take an L sometimes. So
It was a good win for Cleveland. We did a Cavs show this morning, Jason and I. We talked about the mental fortitude it takes to win a game like that at the end of a long West Coast road trip where you haven't been back in your own bed, you haven't seen your family, you haven't seen your kids, etc. in over a week. That's usually a checkout day against a team that was fighting for playoff positioning, and the Cavs came out and just frankly played better than Portland. It was a good win, but they need to go 9-1 down the stretch here, G, if they want to break the team record for most wins in a season. I know it doesn't matter, but let's look at these next 10 games. They got to go 9-1 to break it. I'll give you the opponents. You guys tell me if you think they can. Thursday, they got San Antonio, no Fox or Wemby, at home.
Man, that's better. That better be a dub.
1. Then they're at Detroit on Friday.
Detroit is decent. They're battling. You better still win the game. I don't care.
Then they're back home Sunday against the Clippers, a little rematch from this earlier road trip.
Man, you got to get some get back. But Clippers is playing better. And
That's
Johnson,
3.
That's 3.
Knicks at home Wednesday.
That's tough. I think
You want to put that as your potential loss right there?
They're at home.
they are at
They
home.
don't lose at home.
All right, that's 4. 4-0.
All right.
On the road in San Antonio. Still
That's,
no Wemby,
that's
no
a win.
Fox.
That's a dub.
That should be a win.
Home versus Sacramento.
They better get back there at
You
home.
better get it back.
Home versus Chicago.
They don't even
God,
got
the Bulls have
nobody.
been playing good lately, though.
They have.
You can't let Dusumo.
That's
kill
a
you.
trap game, I think. It's just kind of like a sneaky little trap game,
It
aren't the
is.
Bulls trying to get into the play-in?
Yeah, they're
believe
in
so.
one of the playing spots. Yep.
which is crazy.
I'm with Dustin. That's a trap
Man, I'm
game.
not-
All right,
take-
so that means if that's the case, so far they've won the first 6. They lose to Chicago. They'd have to win the next 3. At Indiana, at the Knicks, home versus Indiana.
They not
Can
winning
they
all
sweep
3
that?
of those.
No.
They not winning all 3 of
At
those.
the Knicks is an L.
At Indy might be.
That might be an L too.
At Indy might be the L. Then you close out the season at home against the Pacers at 1 o'clock on the Sunday.
I got them losing 3 games down the stretch.
So you see them going 7-3, which would put them 1 win shy of LeBron's team record. Still a hell of a regular season.
I don't really think they care.
No, they don't. I'm just doing this for fun. They
Yeah.
don't give a
How
rat's
many
ass
wins is
about
that? 65?
it. If they went 7-3, if they went 7-3 right now, they are 58-14. So 7 wins would be at 65.
Okay, that's all right.
I wouldn't even mind, like, low-key, falling short of it. So that we're not talking about that.
Yeah, like, or they don't have to be a talking point. The Cavs have had their best regular season of all time.
You just don't want it to, like, hang over their heads in the playoffs where they get down in a series and they're like, shit, man, we had a great year. But you don't want the big but. It's like, just get there, and then there's not like,
I think just by them leading pretty much wire to wire, being the best team with the best record from wire to wire, I think that's going to hang over their head all postseason. That's the first thing people are going to say is they had a great year.
They got to prove it.
But what are you going to do next round?
Gotta prove it, man.
What are you going to do this round? Like, can you beat the Celtics?
But I think they already locked into that mentality. Like Donovan,
I hope so, man.
Yeah, like Donovan Mitchell says it all the time. He speaks about that as an individual and as a team. Donovan is a superstar, and he's not considered an upper echelon superstar. That's because he ain't got the trophies in the trophy case, and he understands in order to be stamped and to be seen in that light, then you're gonna have to win the championship. But this team as a whole understand, based on everything that they've been through last season and the season before that they ain't really done a damn thing. And in order to get respect and credibility, you're going to have to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This team better show some fire. And, like, I'm sick and tired of seeing people say, well, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs because they don't have any tough guys. Yeah. They don't have it. They're soft. They're too finesse. They're too this. They're great. They're built for the regular season. Like, shut that down.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Silence everybody. Silence the haters, the doubters, whatever you want to call them. Like, silence them right off the rip in the postseason, because I don't want to hear that stuff, man.
There is and this is a thing. I get it. I know people want to be nice guys, but there is a switch you got to switch. I'm sorry.
It's a different team than last year, though. So I don't. And 2 years ago, it's a completely different deal. These players have evolved. They've got a new coach. There are new players on the team too. I think that they. Well, I hope they prove people wrong.
Jared Allen, you might need to go ahead and get the cornrows going.
I just think the whole
dude, come out, man. Go get a tattoo or something.
Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, get a neck tattoo. Darius Garland, I think
get you some lips, man.
Something.
Get you some what's his name?
No, don't get no lips. Don't get no lips. Do not do that. Don't do that.
Darius, this is your finish move. You be doing this all the time when you be hitting three. You look like Big Poppy. You be like this.
Kenyon Martin lips.
Yeah, get you some lips somewhere, bro. I need y'all to be thugged out at least. When we'll let that go the first round. Second round, I need to see all the thugs.
That is insane. That is insane.
Just to be like,
that's an insane ass take. But I don't know.
Pretty hilarious, actually.
I don't really see the team as soft as everybody else do. I think, like, when you be around a team and you just kind of like fill them out a little bit, like, and Mike, you can speak to this too. Like, I think like Matt Strus for example, is a dude you ain't gonna he ain't gonna let nobody step to him. Tristan Thompson, I think he built the same way. A quiet assassin in that locker room is Sam Merrill. Sam got a little edge to him. He got a little edge to him. Ty Jerome, like, he stand on business. To me, you have guys in that locker room, they might not look like they tough on the surface or anything like that, but they ain't no punks. And that's really pretty much what you want. Donovan Mitchell, for sure, he ain't no punk. So I think they hear the noise and they understand what's being said about them. Like, all the Cavs got to do is keep their eyes on their own paper, close out the regular season healthy, get to the playoffs, man. And like Dustin said, man, just shut all of that shit down as soon as you possibly can.
Let's see.
We'll talk a little more Cavs later in the show. We're going to talk Guardians.